just killed my children.
Excuse me?
I just killed my children.
It's one of the most unsettling stories society has to grapple with.
I want to say to my babies that your mama loves you so much.
Mothers who take the lives of their own children. It shakes our core beliefs about love, protection, and the very idea of motherhood. Why do they do it? What drives someone to such unimaginable actions?
There's a lady with a gun.
There's a lady with a gun? Where?
Yes. It's coming out of the house right now.
Okay.
People shot outside.
Welcome to a new true crime series about moms who killed their own children, Part 1. In 1983, a horrifying incident unfolded on a secluded Oregon road. Diane Downs drove her 3 children, Cheryl, Christy, and Danny, to a remote location where tragedy struck. Initially, Downs claimed they were attacked by a stranger, but investigators uncovered a far more sinister truth. Evidence revealed that Downs herself had shot her children. Cheryl lost her life, while Christy and Danny suffered severe injuries, with Christy experiencing a stroke as a result. The motive behind this shocking act was Downs' infatuation with a man who didn't want children, leading her to view her own offspring as impediments. Apprehended in 1984, Downs received a life sentence plus 50 years for her crimes. The calculated nature of her actions continues to shock and disturb, serving as a chilling reminder of the depths of human depravity. Mary Beth Tinning's case is a chilling tale of maternal filicide. Between 1967 and 1985, 9 of her children died under suspicious circumstances, with 8 deaths attributed to her actions. Authorities believe she smothered at least 3 of her children, Timothy, Nathan, and Tammy Lynn. It wasn't until 1987 that Tinning was finally arrested and subsequently convicted for Tammy Lynn's murder. Experts have speculated that Munchausen syndrome by proxy, a mental disorder where a caregiver fabricates or induces illness in others for attention, may have played a role in her actions. After serving 31 years in prison, Tinning was granted parole on August 21, 2018 at the age of 76. Despite her release, she remains under lifelong parole supervision.
I want to say to my babies that your mama loves you so much.
Susan Smith's case remains one of the most shocking instances of filicide in recent memory. In 1994, she drowned her 2 young sons, Michael, 3, and Alex, 14 months, by rolling her car into a South Carolina lake with them strapped inside. Initially claiming a carjacker had kidnapped her children, she confessed 9 days later. Her motive was reportedly to be with a man who didn't want children. Convicted of murder in 1995, Smith was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. On November 20th, 2024, she faced her first parole hearing. Despite expressing remorse and appealing to her faith, the parole board unanimously denied her release. Her ex-husband and the original prosecutor spoke against her parole, emphasizing the ongoing pain caused by her actions. Smith will remain at Leith Correctional Institution in South Carolina, with her next parole hearing scheduled for November 20th, 2026. In a chilling case that shocked San Marcos, California, Susan Eubanks committed an unthinkable act on October 26, 1997. The mother of 4 shot and killed her young sons, Brandon Armstrong, 14, Austin Eubanks, 7, Brigham Eubanks, 6, and Matthew Eubanks, 4. All 4 children were shot in the head, a horrifying detail that sent shockwaves through the community. Initially sentenced to death in 1999, Eubanks' case took a turn in 2024. After serving 27 years on death row, she was resentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. This decision came after her attorney filed a petition claiming ineffective assistance of counsel during her original trial. The San Diego County District Attorney's Office cited several factors in their decision to accept this agreement, including California's moratorium on the death penalty and the desire to spare the victim's family from enduring another lengthy trial. Despite the change in sentence, prosecutors emphasized that this ensures Eubanks will remain behind bars for the rest of her life. In the quiet Houston suburb of Clear Lake, a horrifying tragedy unfolded on June 20, 2001. Andrea Yates, a 37-year-old mother of 5, methodically drowned her children one by one in the family bathtub. The victims, Noah, 7, John, 5, Paul, 3, Luke, 2, and Mary, 6 months, ranged from a school-age boy to an infant. What drove this seemingly devoted mother to commit such an unthinkable act? The answer lay in the depths of severe postpartum psychosis. Yates, plagued by delusions and hallucinations, believed she was saving her children from eternal damnation. Her history of mental illness, including multiple psychiatric hospitalizations, painted a picture of a woman in the grip of a devastating mental health crisis. The legal battle that followed was as complex as it was contentious. Initially convicted of capital murder in 2002, Yates faced life in prison. But in a stunning turn of events, her conviction was overturned, and a 2006 retrial found her not guilty by reason of insanity. Instead of a prison cell, Yates was committed to a state mental health facility. Today, Andrea Yates remains in Kerrville State Hospital, where she's likely to spend the rest of her life. Missouri mother Diana Stot stunned the nation when authorities uncovered her chilling role in the deaths of her own family. Over a 2-year span, Stot used antifreeze to kill her husband, Mark, in 2012, followed by her son, Sean, in 2013. Her daughter, Sarah, narrowly escaped the same grim fate but endured lasting health issues from the poisoning. In June 2013, a tip-off prompted investigators to re-examine the puzzling deaths, revealing a pattern fueled by Diana's greed and resentment toward her family. Convicted and sentenced to life without parole, Diana continues to assert her innocence despite overwhelming evidence. In 2014, Sarah Lynn Krueger and her boyfriend, Ryan Scott Warner, were taken into custody for the brutal murder of Krueger's 3-year-old daughter, Kaylee Slusher, in Napa, California. The young girl's lifeless body was discovered in their apartment, hidden in a freezer after enduring severe abuse and blunt force trauma. While the exact motive remains unknown, both Sarah and Ryan had deep ties to substance abuse. In 2017, the pair was sentenced to life in prison without parole. As of 2024, Sarah Lynn Krueger remains behind bars, serving her sentence for this unimaginable crime. Amber Pastor, an Indiana mother, shocked the nation in 2016 with a devastating and tragic crime. After abducting her 2 children, Liliana Hernandez, 7, and Renee Pastor, 6, from their grandparents' home, she confessed to smothering them with her hands in the backseat of her car. Later that day, Amber approached a police officer and admitted to the killings, claiming she acted to protect her children from an imagined danger. Her chilling actions led to a 130-year prison sentence, leaving the public reeling and grappling with unanswered questions. In a quiet suburb of Houston, Texas, a seemingly ordinary Friday afternoon turned into a nightmare on June 24, 2016. Christy Sheets, a 42-year-old mother of two, called a family meeting that would end in unimaginable tragedy. As her husband Jason and daughters Taylor, 22, and Madison, 17, gathered in the living room, no one suspected the horror about to unfold. Suddenly, Christy revealed a .38 caliber handgun she'd hidden in the couch. Panic erupted as the family fled, with Christy in pursuit, firing at her daughters. The chilling 911 calls paint a harrowing picture. Jason begged his wife.
Please forgive me, I'm sorry.
Neighbors reported seeing Madison collapse in the street, while Taylor, shot multiple times, later died at the hospital. When police arrived, they found Christy still armed and defiant. An officer was forced to fatally shoot her when she refused to drop her weapon. Perhaps most chilling was Jason's belief about his wife's motive. He told investigators that Christy had deliberately spared his life, choosing instead to kill their daughters because she wanted him to suffer. It's hard to wrap your head around the fact that Debra Jeter, a Texas mother, committed such a heartbreaking crime. On June 5, 2009, she lured her two daughters, 12-year-old Kelsey and 13-year-old Kirsten, to an abandoned house. There, Debra brutally attacked them with a knife. Sadly, Kelsey didn't survive the assault, but Kirsten, despite her severe injuries, managed to survive and even attempted to protect her sister. Debra was arrested that same day, shortly after making a chilling 911 call where she confessed to the attack.
I just killed my children.
Excuse me?
I just killed my children.
She later pleaded guilty to avoid the death penalty, receiving a life sentence without parole. It's believed she committed the crime after losing custody of her children in a divorce, a tragedy that took an unimaginable toll on the entire family. Thanks for watching this deeply thought-provoking video. We explored tragic cases of mothers who took the lives of their children, examining the psychological, societal, and emotional factors involved. If you found this content insightful, consider subscribing to stay updated on more complex investigative topics. We'd love to hear your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Your perspective matters. Take care of yourself and those around you.